Alright, we're going to be doing a 2-part silicone appliance buildup on Adley. Say hello, Adley.
Hello.
Isn't she lovely? We're going to be using Smooth On's Skin Tight product. Skin Tight is a platinum-based silicone. It's used to apply as an adhesive to apply platinum-based appliances, prosthetics, and whatnot on you. It can also be used to build your very own appliances, which we're about to do. Now when I say it's a 2-part silicone, it means you have part A, part B. They're both equal amounts. Key point here is equal amounts. Now we're going to go ahead and mix in some Thivex to the part B. Just a little bit of Thivex will do ya. Too much Thivex, it's going to thicken up really quick and you won't be able to use it. So just a drop or two in each part B. Thivex is a thickening agent. Something else we're going to do real quick with our part B's is I'll go ahead and take just a little bit of Silk Pig, which is silicone pigment, and you just need a little bit, and I do mean a little bit. A little bit goes a long way. We're going to go ahead and dab it in there. See that? We're going to do a little bit of red there, and this one here, we do a little bit of red and a dab of blue. This here, I'm going to go ahead and do a little bit of flesh tone. Okay, and we'll go ahead and take part B with the red, a little bit of Silk Pig in there, and mix it together. See how red that came with just a little bit of pigment. As I said, it goes a very long way. Part A, part B. I'm going to go ahead and mix in the part B to the part A. You want to make sure that you get the walls, get everything out of there. What this is going to do is create the base for the beginning of Adley's ripped out throat. You have a working time of about 5 to 7 minutes with this stuff, so you got to work quickly. Get it on there. And kind of smooth it on, like so. Now, as you can see, it's starting to gel up a little bit. So I'm going to go ahead and make some veins, some tissue, muscle tissue in there. Anything to make this really nasty. Okay, now we're going to kind of sort of blend these edges in a little bit. Again, you can speed up the drying process with a hairdryer. You want to make sure each and every layer dries before you put the next layer on, or you'll just be moving it around and making a mess. Okay, here we have the red and the blue mixture. Now we've got some nice deep red. By adding pigment to part B, it helps ensure that your part A, part B is mixed thoroughly, because now you can tell that it'll all be red. Alright, we've thoroughly mixed this, and now we're going to go ahead and again start brushing it on there. Something else you can do is you can go ahead and create your appliance on a piece of plastic prior to doing this and reuse this over and over and over. And kind of save some time when it's time to do your haunted house actor, you want to do it really quick for your makeup job for Halloween. This is reusable. And the whole idea is to create dimension in here and give the illusion of muscle tissue and laryngexes and all that good stuff. As you can see, it's starting to gel up. That's what you get on your ear. Using the stick here, the spatula, just creating that muscle tendon in there. As it starts to gel, it becomes easier and easier to sculpt with. Latex will contaminate the silicone. It will never ever dry. So therefore, no latex gloves, no latex sponges, no latex brushes. Alright, we have some flesh tone in here. Just a little bit for the first coat. One of the best things about silicone is the fact that it's translucent. It will let some of the natural skin tone shine through. Now then, I'm going to create a lip around this wound. Probably going to be doing 3 or 4 skin coats. Pull the silicone away from the wound in order to create a seamless blending edge. Let's work with the silicone. It's starting to gel up. And again, this is the first coat, so we're not too worried about starting to get the ripped flesh look to it yet. Now, temperature plays a big thing here. One key thing to remember is that skin tight is temperature sensitive. The warmer it is, the quicker it's going to cure on you. Here we go again. Now this time, we're going to let some of this silicone hang and drip and just pretty much make a mess, because this is where we're going to create the illusion of her throat being ripped out. Again, as it begins to cure, we will be able to start sculpting it. So as it starts to cure, we can go ahead and start getting that skin to rip out. Pick it up with your stick, fold it over a little bit, just move it around. You want to make this nasty. Down here, kind of roll it a little bit to get that overlapping flap. And again, we have a couple more coats to go with this, so if you don't get it right the first time, don't worry about it. It's going to happen again and again. Use your stick, your spatula, your spreading tool to blend it down a little bit. Part B, Part A. Aren't you glad I went ahead and poured all this stuff in here first? Proper setup is essential. I'm going to do a little bit more of a build up down here at the bottom. Trying to. As you can see, this stuff is just kind of messy to work with. Don't wear your good clothes. Don't wear your Sunday clothes. Don't wear your church clothes. As you see, we're kind of sculpting it here. Very lightly. Just moving it around. But the biggest thing is to get those hangy, fleshy pieces hanging there, to give that illusion that she's just had her throat ripped out. Also, by adding the layers, you're adding great dimension to this. You see, now this is gelled. It's too hard to work with right now. This is what I mean when I say that it's going to take multiple layers to get what you want, the actual look. Because while this looks really, really cool, it's not the look that I'm going for as of yet. Alright, with this one here, I'm going to go ahead and put a little bit more Thivex in there, because I want it to thicken up a whole lot quicker and a whole lot denser. So we're mixing our part A, our part B. We've added the extra little bit of Thivex to it, and now it's making it nice, and there's not a real drip to it. Get nice and thick. This is hopefully going to give me that effect that I'm looking for as far as the drippy skin and whatnot. I'd like to take a second to thank the gang at TFB Plastics. It's always nice working with professionals. Great Michigan-based plastic company. Okay, as it cures, once again, we'll start pulling it and sculpting it. Just pull it out slightly. There is no right or wrong way to do this. Just play with it until you're happy with what you get. I like the stringy look. I think it looks really, really nasty. Okay, now you can pull your shirt down, please, a little bit. Okay. Remember, pull the silicone up and out to blend it in. As you see, I got this big old nice hanging gobbledygooks. That's right, I said gobbledygooks. Trying to create a very shredded look now. And you know that skin's going to flop over. Remember, you have about 5 to 7 minutes working time with this stuff. Just dabbing it in there. This is the last coat of flesh we're going to use. So now I really need to get that look I'm going for right now. Alright, I'm mixing a little bit of the Silk Pig, a little bit of the blue. I went ahead and I mixed a little bit of A and a little bit of B and added a little bit of blue in there. Just a little bit. I'm going to go ahead and kind of dab it in here very lightly when I get done with it, I add my red in there. Red and blue make purple. Okay, I'm going over here mixing some more of the A and B, just a very little bit. Hitting it with the red, just lightly. This is just very lightly. Get my fingers in there. Just made a little paint base here with a silk pig. Again, that's silicone pigment. We're just kind of making it a bruise color and dabbing it in there. Don't be afraid to get your fingers in it. And remember, do not use latex gloves. I'm going to go ahead and use some blood paste. Get it in there. This is thicker than blood gel. This is like the consistency of caviar. You want to make sure you get it into all the inside of all the crevices, all the holes. You see that hole in there? This gives the illusion of depth, dimension. Now, of course, I'm going to switch over to my favorite blood gel. Again, if you remember what I've said, blood gel is a nice, thick consistency. Not quite as thick as blood paste. It's a nice darkness. And you know, for a wound this bad and traumatic, there's going to be a lot of blood. So, let's get that blood on there. Let's go ahead and stipple that. Your stippling is going to give your splatter effect to it. It's going to hide your blending edges. Your blending edges with your silicone should be nice and easy. Shouldn't take very much to hide them. And again, this is a big bloody mess. Alright, so we have our blood paste to give it the thickness inside of the wound. We put on our blood gel. Now we're going to go ahead and put on that very, very thin FX blood, also known as stage blood. This is the lighter of the three. This is going to bring out all the dimension in the blood that we just did. Some people may not notice the 3 shades of blood, but to me, I think you would notice if it wasn't right. And to me, in order to get it right, you've got to have all your different shades of the blood in there. You've got your dried blood, you've got your fresh blood. Be warned that some bloods tend to bead up on the silicone. We're not having that problem with the Cinema Secrets blood gel at all. Alrighty, we are almost in the home stretch here. There's a lot of things that make up the human body. Now, as you look close to this wound here, you're going to see the muscle, you're going to see tendons, you're going to see the fleshy part right underneath your skin, the fat, the blood, everything. This is not a one-dimensional makeup FX job. This has many, many layers to it. You see that her throat has been ripped out. You see the hanging skin. You see the different layers. Come on in here and take a look. Let's look at how nasty that is. There you have it. 2-part silicone appliance made easy. Okay, like I said in the beginning of the segment, silicone appliances are reusable. We're going to take this off as carefully as possible so as not to damage the appliance. There's no need for any type of silicone remover. Just need to get your fingers in there. And this is going to be one of those things. We just start pulling it off. Gently pulling the silicone off. Taking our time. Now, although this went together in about 7 layers, as you see, it's coming off in one piece. There we have it. A reusable silicone appliance.